Hey, there's a new pizza spot in the South End. It's on Washington. You may have passed it, seen it. It's Gary's Pizza. It opened up earlier this year. And joining us now, the two chefs, Jennifer Luna and Shane Gray. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
First things first, this is Roman-style pizza. Yep. Explain.
So Roman-style pizza is a little different from your New York style or any of the other pizzas you see in the greater Boston area. First off, it's a very high hydration dough, so it means it's a lot softer and there's a lot more water in it. We also use really special flour that we import from Italy, and it makes this really beautiful, bubbly, airy, super crispy crust pizza. It gets topped right before it goes in the oven, so you constantly get some really ooey gooey cheese, you get an amazing sauce, and the dough itself is just so light and fluffy.
Oh my gosh, everything you mentioned and everything we're looking at now screams freshness.
Yes.
Shane, you've both actually worked in pastries.
Yes.
Is there that much of a difference between the dough, between what you're doing and what other people might be like, oh, that's nothing but a Detroit-style pizza?
So our dough is twice baked, and that allows it to not have that gel-like layer and be a little lighter and a little crispier, both on the bottom and on the top.
Yeah.
And the bubbles get a little bigger. The dough has a chance to kind of grow, whereas a lot of other styles of pizza are flash-baked, and they're not even fully the dough is not fully dried out.
Yeah.
So it can have a little bit of a heavy layer in them.
Yeah.
So it's unique to this style of pizza.
Here's the best part. You're gonna show some of the magic, right?
Yes, we are.
But you also said this is available to people at home.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're going to show you guys how to make our style of pizza in the comfort of your own home.
This is amazing.
But of course, we'd love you to come to Gary's, but when you can't, this is how you're going to do it yourself.
And let's be honest, we're not experts like you, so dive right in, Jen.
All right,
what do we have?
so first off, we're going to talk a little bit about the dough.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to find our dough recipe. It's going to be available via link on the website. So right now, I did bring some dough with us.
Looks beautiful.
So our dough, as you can see, super light, fluffy, stretchy. This is about a pound. The dough itself is pretty easy to do. You actually don't need any fancy equipment. You can do this in just a bowl and like a wooden spoon. You don't need to have like a fancy KitchenAid mixer because we are allowing this dough to sit for at least 1 to 2 days, and the time is actually going to turn it into this beautiful product.
We can actually see the consistency of it.
You can actually see the bubbles starting to form as I, play with the dough a little bit.
That is amazing.
And I'll be honest, if you don't have time to make dough at home, you can go to your grocery store and just buy some fresh dough from the bakery section.
Right. I mean, it's asterisk. It's not going to be yours.
It's not going to be ours.
But look, investment and expectations have to be in equilibrium.
Yes. So you've got your dough. So what I'm doing right now is I am just going to very lightly stretch this dough. And, some of it might bounce back, but just be gentle with it. You just want to make sure you kind of get it to the edges.
Right. So this isn't a tough love. This is like a gentle love.
This is a gentle love. This is a gentle love. So
it's okay to have air pockets in there?
Air pockets. Air pockets make it all the better. Okay?
No kidding.
Those air pockets are we'll show you the finished product, but those air pockets are what's going to give that dough some amazing structure.
And this is fascinating because it's contrary to a lot of thin crust pizzas where you get one bubble and the whole thing is ruined.
So after we stretch it out, we're just going to let it sit. We're going to let it sit for like an hour or so, and then you're going to have like some nice dough that's lightly proofed.
All right, so why don't you show that to the camera over there? There you go.
So by lightly proofed, I mean that it's risen a little bit, and you can kind of start to see some air bubbles forming, some more air bubbles.
Wow.
And then after that, so obviously, we only have a few minutes. We have our finished dough. So I put this in the oven at 475 for about 10 minutes. So you get this really nice, you can see all of these amazing air bubbles, and even on the bottom, you can see like all those really great bubblies. So this is going to lend itself to like a super light, fluffy dough. So you can't have pizza without sauce. So Chef here is going to talk a little bit about how we do our sauce and what our favorite technique for doing it is.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah, so the sauce basically starts with really good tomatoes, and the issue there is, well, point there is to use the best quality tomato you could find and not get in the way of it. So whatever your favorite crushed tomato, we use crushed tomatoes, you can go that route. At Gary's, we use...
Give that a tip. Look at how rich that red is.
It's
unbelievable.
At Gary's, we use a mix of East Coast and West Coast tomatoes from the United States, believe it or not. For us, Italian tomatoes are delicious, but they're not edgy enough. So we like a little punch to it, a little acid. So the East Coast tomatoes have a little more acid, and the West Coast brings the sweetness.
Fascinating.
So it's real simple. I got about a can of tomato puree here.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna put in a couple leaves of basil that's been just coarsely chopped up, and literally maybe a quarter teaspoon of raw garlic.
Raw.
We're gonna stay around another technical 2% salt. But for a can of tomatoes, I would say maybe a quarter teaspoon. Go by taste. Some tomatoes are more salty than others.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're gonna go in with a pinch of black pepper.
Yeah.
And a splash of olive oil.
Okay.
For this, I would say a couple teaspoons is probably enough.
Okay, so Chef, you just finished that sauce up. Looks beautiful with the reds and the greens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is the cheese selection we've done.
Okay.
So for this, we use 2 cheeses.
Yeah.
Which is a little different than, in quotes, margarita. Usually it's just the fresh mozzarella.
Sure.
But we kind of are mixing 2 styles together here to make this pizza 3, actually. But we are topping more like a Detroit style pizza.
Okay.
So, and then we're finishing with fresh mozz, which is not Detroit style. So we put a little bit of sauce down. We lay on sliced mozzarella, more of a dry type mozzarella, just enough to cover the pie.
Okay.
And then we'll do a little more sauce.
Yeah.
And then we'll top with the fresh mozzarella on dollops around, and then it's ready to go into the oven.
Let's start building pizza.
Let's go ahead.
All right.
Let's put this thing together.
Like Chef Shane said, we're going to start with sauce. As most pizzas
and no
do.
need to lay down a layer of oil between the sauce and the dough.
No, we put a little bit of oil on it too before we bake it every now and again. It just keeps that a little crispy too. So.
Yeah. I love how forgiving you are to people who might be making this at home to do it their own way. Are you as forgiving when people say, "Hey, it's a flatbread"?
No, not really.
You should not be.
No.
It's a delicacy. The best pizza I have ever tasted in my life was pizza in Rome, done just like this. It's a different animal altogether.
So your cheese, again, right in your cheese section, everyone's got a little bit of sliced mozzarella. But again, if you don't have it, you don't want it, use the shredded.
Right.
No biggie.
Incredible.
It makes the next step a little tricky because we like a lot of sauce on our pizza at Gary's. So we then do a little more dollops on top.
It's a lot of dough. It can take a lot of sauce.
Shane and I worked on this recipe for over a year. The cheeses, we tasted probably a dozen cheeses before we decided on this one.
Amazing.
The Parm, we shopped so many different retailers or our wholesalers to find the best product we possibly can because freshness and quality are so important to us and so important to our group. So I'm gonna pop this in.
475 is the temp. Cook
about
time.
8 to 10 minutes. You want it to be nice and bubbly, and you see a little color on top.
Yeah.
Our finished pizza.
And then look at that.
Right here. So
That's
you guys can see we got a little bit of color around the edges of it. Our cheese really nicely melted. So now is when we're actually going to do our garnishing.
There simply is no substitute for fresh basil.
Absolutely.
Fresh herbs in
Fresh
general,
herbs.
but I think with basil being so ubiquitous, you can't replace it. It's just something. And even the color. The color
pops.
I mean, just
it's amazing.
pops.
We've got some really great Parmesan that we're just gonna go on
Just
top.
shave right on top.
Shave that right on top. And then, you know what? We love our olive oil. We really, really love our olive oil. So we're just gonna take a little and we're just gonna drizzle.
I mean, you know what people like. Okay, this is awesome. So here we are.
So here we are, and let's
go
cut
to
it.
Gary's. It's so easy. They make it easy to walk in, get your pie. I want to hear this thing shortcut as much as I want to see it. It's an entirely different experience.
You want to help me here?
Grabbing a
sticking.
slice, folding it in half, and mopping it down. This is truly a 4-star meal in a square. I love it.
And Chris, we just don't do pizza at Gary's. We actually do sandwiches and subs and things like that. And we actually just started doing some catering. So we brought you guys
Oh my
lunch.
gosh. Stop
So this is our
it.
Italian. We have this here on the, we have it at Gary's available as a sandwich. And like I said, this is going to be part of our catering rollout in the next couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, Chefs Jennifer Luna and Shane Gray from Gary's in the South End, right on Washington. Thank you so much. Great stuff. Get some and enjoy.